Hello friends, and this is a video which people have been looking forward, and today being Ganesh Chaturthi, I thought this would be the right day to make a video on the Rahu Ketu existing. I would like to make it in details, and it is not a snapshot video where just say for 5 minutes and finish it, but I'll try to be concise, precise, and tell the important things which are there with this transit, which is starts from 23rd September. This change starts, and Rahu comes to Taurus, and Ketu goes to Vrikshik, goes to the Scorpio part of our in this. Rahu, when it was in Gemini, I mean, generally Gemini is a period where it is a sign of communication, and the ruler of Gemini is communication, quick actions, um, media, publicity, so on and so forth. That is the main thing in Gemini, and Gemini is a sign which basically is all about communication and information warfare, information. So that is what was happening in the last 18 months, where it was more of information, where people talked about plans. A lot of companies came in, they gave a lot of big ideas, raised a lot of money, etc., which we all know. Now, when Rahu comes to Taurus, what is Taurus all about? Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it deals with 3 to 4 things which are very important for the economy and for individual also. So I'll talk about the Indian economy, something about the international economy, and something about and a little about the people and how Rahu Ketu has an impact on people and the transit of Rahu over various planets. So let's understand the most important thing is when Rahu comes in Taurus, Taurus governs wealth, finance, food. These are 3 very important things which the sign Taurus governs. And Rahu is what? Rahu is a devil. And let's understand devils are not bad. Devils in the presences, masters of Kali Yuga, are the best planets because the devil says, do it. Let's get it done. Let's do it. We have to achieve it. We have to stretch the boundaries. And that is what Rahu is all about. It tells you, think differently, think quickly, think aggressively, stretch your boundaries, change the rules, go ahead, plan it and do it. So that is what Rahu says. And Ketu is a planet which goes inwards. It goes inside. It's a planet of research, it's a planet of development. It is a planet of research and development, not development in the other sense. It cuts, it divides. So that is what is important. Ketu is paper. Ketu is something which leads to division and research. That is my 2 keywords which is there for Ketu. Ketu is division and research. It also deals with paper. And Rahu is something which magnifies things. It wants things fast. Break the rule, do it, go ahead, and get it done. So what is going to happen is, as far as in general, in the international perspective, the things which are going to be very important, and this is an 18-year transit which starts again, and I feel that when Rahu is in Taurus and when it comes back to Taurus again, that it comes back to Taurus in this particular cycle, it will be, and with Ketu being in Scorpio, which is nothing but research, the thing which will be very important will be intelligence, and that will be artificial intelligence. The world will be ruled by artificial intelligence. A lot of work will get into AI. That is one. Second is we will be ruled by the financial world. There will be a lot of change in which the financial economics and the financial services are carried out. Third thing is food. So the whole concept of food and distribution of food, storage of food, importance of food, what should be taken, what should not be taken, is going to have a sea change. There will be also a change because Taurus is a sign which is an earthly sign and a fixed sign. It's intellect. It's a very intelligent sign. So there will be also a shift to solid things. Shift will be towards gold. Shift will be from paper money. So I feel stocks will not be a very great thing in the next 18 months. Be careful. It's my astrological view. Be careful while you buy stocks. It's not going to be a very bullish period. Gold will be bullish. And what would be important is land. There will be more focus on land, on investments in land, on using land, on utilizing agricultural land. utilizing that agricultural resource. So those kinds of things will do for the international part of it. So I would put it into three things. One is artificial intelligence, second is finance, third is food, that is agriculture, and the fourth would be uh, the business of entertainment and media, because Venus is also about entertainment and media. So these are the things which will get very kind of focused kind of results. And while Ketu in Scorpio is a planet which will tell you to do research, so that is why I keep on saying artificial intelligence. Rahu and Ketu are two parts. They are not planets, but they are points, but they are very important points. And the mythological story says that they are the two parts of a devil who was recognized uh, by somebody, and while he was about to take the nectar, so that he had taken the nectar, swallowed it, but at the last time Mohini, who was in the root of Vishnu, used the Sudarshan Chakra to, to put it in two parts, but in the meantime it had taken nectar. Some part of the nectar had gone, Amrit had gone. So they are devils as well as very powerful devils. So they are not devils as devils. Today in Kali Yuga, they are very, very important, because everything which is governed today, that is spectrum, communication, computers, all these things are governed by these two planets. So they become very important in our present age. Even the mindset which these two planets um, uh, signify, especially Rahu, that also becomes very, very critical. So that is how you have to take these planets into consideration. So this is what will be generally which will be seen in the world cross. Now, I've also analyzed the pattern of Rahu and Ketu. Whenever Rahu and Ketu have come into Taurus and Mrigashira, it has led to violence. It is there in our Indian independent chart, where Rahu and Ketu are in the same axis. It also shows, during independence, it come in the same axis. Time of Lal Bahadur Shastri, the time of the death of Indira Gandhi, the time of death of Godra Khan. Whenever there was instability, the pattern was that Rahu and Ketu were in the same axis, if I'm correct. But yes, it may be an event here and there, may not be right, but more or less all these 5-6 events I have told you have been there. So let's be very clear that when Rahu and Ketu are in this axis, for the country we have to be careful. It can lead to, I've already told it in my earlier videos also, that could be the reason. This is how I analyzed that there could be a death of a very big political leader. The country's intelligence should be good. It can be death, or it can be an attack over a very big political leader from the government or from the opposition, I cannot say, but there will be some pressure on the political leaders, and I would say by May 2020 is a time when we should be careful with our intelligence as far as this is concerned. So this is one thing which I see as far as our country is concerned. It also will lead to a kind of a depression in the country. It will also lead to a kind of not a civil war in the right sense, but dissatisfaction amongst a lot of people. So there will be a kind of a big goal, a big target before our government to handle, and that is what astrology says very clearly, that there will be difficult times in the next 18 months. And how you have to see it is, the most difficult time would be when Rahu would be in the Mrigashira Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars, and Ketu will be in Anuradha, in Anuradha Nakshatra. That is the time when we need to be very careful. Anuradha Nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, and that is Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. So as soon as after September to April, May, I feel should be a time when the country should take care of its intelligence, the fundamentalists, not to rise. Also, in terms of the economics of the country is very important. As far as the world is concerned, I feel in the international scenario, the biggest things happened internationally were during the period of when Rahu was in the Gemini and the Sagittarius axis. As far as the world is concerned, generally I've taken about 10-12 countries and seen the pattern. So it was mainly when Rahu was in Gemini and Ketu was in Sagittarius. When Rahu comes in Taurus and Scorpio, things are going to become better. There will be more research, as I said. Yes, there can be war or a civil-like war condition in the Middle East countries, because that is what is the significance of Rahu and Ketu, which is there. So that is one thing which could be there, but generally it would be upward trend. But let us understand the uh, Rahu and Ketu as such. They give results. They first take and then they give. That's how. That is how they operate in terms of giving results. Because Rahu is today in Taurus, and Taurus is like a fixed and earthly sign. It's quite clear in what it has to do. So it will actually show everybody, the right face. It will give you an image of what actually you are, and you will start realizing that these are the things that I was doing wrong. These are the things that I have to do right, and this is my goals, and this is how I have to deal with things. Again, there would be more. Even individuals will be impacted by finance, food, we will family, finance, food, and family. I mean, the three F's would be the most impacted. And even in the countries, if you take a macro state, it would be the financial institutions, the food economy, and the family values. Also, there would be a change in terms of family values. So Rahu is a planet which actually, in this sign, will come from a sign where it was, more of gas. It was more of like show off, to a sign where it becomes earthly, starts seeing things. And when a devil starts seeing things, it starts planning. When a planet like Rahu starts seeing things, it starts planning. It starts correcting things. And when it starts correcting things, it first puts you down. So I feel there would be a downward trend in terms of the country, in terms of its finance, in terms of its banks. The banks may go bust. There will be financial issues. Mm, as far as Ketu is concerned, I'm very sure a vaccination should come out by the next June 2021. Vaccination should be there. And because Ketu is a research, and again, I again repeat, after this downturn, there will be an upward turn in terms of finance, the agricultural economy, the family values. There will be a reshaping of family values within family, and also for the countries, they would restructure their own value systems in terms of whom to let come in and whom to go, and what should be there. As a nation, even the values of a large number of countries would change. Um, I also say that there would be some issues in the Middle East, a war-like situation, if not a war. India should be very careful as far as its own self is concerned in terms of intelligence, threat to a national political leader, and also war-like situation around it, plus growing fundamentalism, accompanied with a kind of a depression, not good for stocks, not good for shares. I can see a downtrend there, and good for gold, because Venus is all about gold, and good for land. Now, what happens is, if you go to the individual thing, let's see which planet Rahu touches. Now, if Rahu is touching your Surya, then what will happen is that if your sun is very strong, you have got a strong sun, like exalted sun, like somebody who is big and has a powerful sun. He will plan very big, very properly, and very nicely, like a king, and he will execute it like a king, and will be very successful. On this other hand, if somebody has got a sun which is not strong, then he would plan deviously. Let's try this. Let's try trial. Let's do this small thing. Let us carry this theft out. Let us carry this dacoity out. Depends on how strong the other planets and how big a cheat you are. So you have to see how your sun is placed. And if your sun is not well placed, do prayers to sun. And sun, when it is with Ketu, it will create problems of health, because sun represents health, sun represents father, sun represents your children, sun represents your vitality. So a lot of things sun represents in terms of there would be like kind of a downtrend there. But sun with Rahu certainly will also create issues with your father. So similarly, moon with Rahu does not give good results always, because moon is something which is temperamental, which is movement, which is thought, which is change. It also is liquidity, money liquidity. That is why when I keep on saying for the world finance, there will be a problem. There will be a change in the financial system. So the whole liquidity system is going to undergo a change, and artificial intelligence and other sorts of things will come in, because movement and liquidity is what is governed by Taurus. So even in the national scene there would be a change. But if Rahu touches Moon, then Moon in an individual case governs the mind, and so your mind will get affected with thoughts. If it's a strong Moon, very good. If it's not a strong Moon, problem. Moon with Ketu, be careful with your mother's health, depression, um, things to that effect can happen, because Moon disconnects you. Moon, takes you away. So it cuts, as I told you, that is the key word. It cuts. With Mars, Rahu with Mars, if it's a strong Mars, then you will be more interested in taking a land for yourself, renting a property, and you will be interested in getting more power, getting more aggressive. Weak Mars, doing the same things in a negative way. Mars with Ketu, again, health problems. Take care of your brother's health if you have a brother. Jupiter with Rahu, change in the family system, change in the value system, change of a change in the knowledge pattern which you have. It could be for the good. If Jupiter is strong, you will start studying more, going more in depth into it, or may even do something which is very different. If it is weak, then the reverse results are there. Jupiter with Ketu disalienates you with your family. It says, his family is no use, makes you an introvert, and things can happen which also do that. Saturn with Rahu is good and bad. It can make you do things which, if you are dealing with politicians, masses, it is good in a way, then you'll be able to con them. If you're in the business of mass communication, Saturn Rahu will make you a very good communicator. But Saturn with Ketu will make you a little away from your profession. When you keep a change from a profession, you'll start looking profession in a very distinct way, in a different way. Maybe a lot of offline work will happen, but that's what is happening these days. A lot of offline work is happening, so that may continue. And these kinds of things are there. Saturn, Ketu on Saturn is not very bad. When Saturn transits over Ketu, that is extremely bad. So these are the finer points which we can't explain on astrology, but more or less it's like that. And if Rahu transits over your Ketu and Ketu transits over your Rahu, that's very good, because the head and the down part become one. So a lot of your ambitions which you had for the last 9 to 10 years may get fulfilled. If it is vice versa, that is Rahu over Rahu and Ketu over Ketu, then it is like you start a new era. You rewrite things that you don't do for the next 9, 10 years. You make your goals for yourself. So those kinds of things would happen. So this is how you have to analyze if you have planets which Rahu is going to transit over. So that is what it does. As far as the ascendants are concerned, please look at the ascendant and and also the moon sign. So always see from both the ascendant and the moon sign. It is going to be a very good period for those who have Cancer ascendants or Cancer moon signs. And also for Libra and for Pisces people, a very good 18-month period for Cancerians, for Librans and Pisces, a kind of average period for those with Aries, Sagittarius and Aquarius, a kind of above average period for those with Taurus. Above average means good things are better for Taurus, Virgo and Scorpio, and not a very good period for Gemini, Leo and Scorpio ascendant. Ascendant or moon sign. So if you have one ascendant, one moon sign, you have to give more importance to ascendant, because that is what is actually events will happen that way. But if the moon, from moon it is negative, your thought process may be a little muddled up. Your mental frame would be more seen from moon, and your events can be more seen from the ascendant. So that's how you have to analyze it. Or from the moon you see, suppose you have Cancer ascendant, so Rahu transiting 11th house, very good, gains, etc., etc. It is alone, not with other planets. After it is very good. But suppose you have Gemini as your moon sign, then it is 12th from your Gemini. So it would mean that you will earn and you will expense. So both the things are going to happen. Or you will earn and invest, whatever. So these two things are going to happen together. There could be some hospitalization. All those things also could happen. which is very critical. Also, so even those who have mm, Saturn, Ketu transiting over Saturn should be also careful of their health, in the sense bones, etc. are very delicate points. Accidents could also be an issue, which I thought I should tell. So this is what is there for each ascendant. So I tried to cover up two, three things. One is the national scene, second is the international way, third is what do these planets signify. Rahu in Taurus is like, will reflect what you are actually. It's a fixed and earthly sign. So you know what you are and what you actually are, and will make you think and focus on the three F's which I talked about. And also I've talked about the national things which are there. Also, in the first 7-8 months, there is going to be a dip first. It's going to be a problems with finance, there's going to be problems with the economy, and then the corrections would happen in the next 8 to 10 months of transit. Also, while you transit, you have to also see in each chart of you when Rahu is transiting, your Mars, Sun and Moon. These are three places where it transits: Kritika, Rohini and Mrigashira. So how is the Lord of these nakshatra where Rahu is transiting? Where is it transiting? You use the same principle I told you about Sun, this thing. The Lord of nakshatra will, and Rahu, the conjunction of that's going to happen when it is going to be in Sun, Moon and Mars. Here, Rohini nakshatra is a very good nakshatra. So, Rahu transiting there will be positive results also. So you have to see where a lot of that area where Rahu is transiting, which nakshatra, how is that placed in your horoscope? How is it aspecting? How is it with your transiting Rahu and natal Rahu? So a lot of other things have to be seen before we come to a very accurate and correct prediction. But these are the broad things which I've told you, which you should refer to. And thanks a lot for listening me through. It's been a long video, 22 minutes. I could have made it in 2 parts, but I thought it's better to make it in 1 part. I know people don't hear the whole video out, but those who hear it, it will be to their advantage, because my videos are made not from a professional point of view to earn money or to get more clients. I just do it as a hobby and research, and try to tell things which I have researched. So I'm sure you would have liked it. Please share the video, like the video, subscribe to my channel. So thanks a lot, and that would be the best thing you can do. Thanks, and bye for now. See you at a later stage. Thanks for hearing me out. Thank you.